I needed some incentive to get moving, and I can do that much better in a group scenario than I can by myself in terms of motivation. So, my really good friend Hannah loves you guys in this place, and so she was like, Kelly, I've just found this new boot campy gym type thing. Come along, you really like it. And I was like, I think it might be a bit hard. It sounds a bit hard. And she's like, no, come along, it'll be fine. I have never been an overly sporty person, and I really enjoy food and drinking and socialising, so I need to balance that off with activity. I do much better when I'm in a group because there's nowhere to hide, and you can't just stop because everyone's going to look at you funny. Before I came to Mangawhai, I was always a working mum. And before I had the kids, I was, it was quite full on career-wise. Lots of travel, lots of stress. There's always an excuse not to do it. Working really hard and thinking really hard and stressed at work, you kind of think, oh, I've got no energy to go out, go to the gym or whatever it might be. So that's always been a bit of a barrier for me. I find if I'm exercising more, I tend to make better food choices than I would otherwise, because you kind of are a little bit on a roll with it, and it doesn't feel very good sometimes putting bad stuff in your body when you're trying to get your body to do things. And I'm turning 42 next month, so I'm getting on. I need to start looking after myself. I'd really like to be able to do burpees without dying. Burpees are one of those exercises that you love to hate. I'd like to be able to get a bit more aerobically fit, cardiovascular fit, and also just see how strong I can be. And I'd be really interested to hear what you've got to say around nutrition. I set some goals originally before we started the 8 weeks challenge, and some of those were a little bit generic, to feel better and to be a better role model and to get fitter, and I think one of them might have been to try and enjoy burpees more. And I feel like I've done really well with it. It's been a really supportive environment, both through the nutrition plans and also the exercise. So yeah, I feel like I've achieved most of those goals, which is great. The nutrition information is a lot to take on, and Joe is very passionate about nutrition, and the one-on-one session is a little overwhelming. Because it's a lot of information, but that's followed up really beautifully by the weekly emails, which has got one subject each week, and it gives you something to concentrate on. And I found the way that the whole package was delivered meant that I could get an overview from Joe originally and go, oh, this is a lot of stuff that I need to be thinking about, and then each week came through and there was a specific message, and I could really concentrate on that message for the week. Joe's also been fantastic about catching up with me after the sessions and kind of, how's it going? Have you got any questions? So she's been really proactive about making sure I understood the messages that were coming through, both verbally and via email. It's nice to get the one-on-one kind of support and coaching around it, and it's really nice to have something that's written down that you can kind of refer back to as well. So that was great. Key drivers and sabotages of those drivers are important to realise, and I think of those 3 things you mentioned: kids, work and sickness. All of those hit me in that 8-week period. So I came down with a really bad cold and couldn't train for a bit, and you have to listen to your body, I think, with those situations, and give yourself a bit of a chance to recover and rest. Kids are always challenging, and I think it's important for children to realise that mum and dad need stuff too. It's not just all about them. And there's been quite a few situations where I've been trying to fit in a workout and the kids have been at home, and I've just brought them along. They've bought some toys and they've hung out in the car. That might not be, #1 parenting of the week award, but they need to realise, and I talk to them about it, so mummy needs to go and do her class because this is what makes mummy feel good and this is what keeps mummy healthy. So I think it's an important message for children as well. It definitely helps me through the day. It helps, as I said, it's not just a physical thing, it's a mental thing. I find if I'm doing some exercise, it helps clear my head a lot more when I'm trying to concentrate doing other things, when I'm trying to get through my to-do lists for work and home and everything else. And it's just really important for me to know that I've done something for myself rather than doing stuff for everyone else, which you tend to do when you're a mum sometimes. It's been really interesting. In the last week I've had so many people come up to me and go, "Kelly, you're looking great. What's going on? What's changed?" And someone this morning and someone yesterday afternoon, and so that's really nice to go, oh, it's obviously making a difference to me physically, but that's not the be-all and end-all. Being able to do the exercises in the class a month before and then a month later and realise that I can do them better or differently or not quite so scaled is a great little mental lift. Getting my first double under, which is this, when you skip, you get 2 skips in. And it was cool, so there was a little bit of a victory dance when I did that, and then being able to try to chuck them into your normal skipping routines, awesome. Mentally, as I said, it's great for me to keep focus throughout my day. Physically, I found Joe's suggestions around breakfast, especially with eggs and vegetables, just helps me set up really nicely for my day. I find that I don't get hungry at all until lunch, whereas normally I'd be rooting around the fridge at 10:30 going, what can I have? Which has been really awesome. So getting a really good start to the day nutritionally has been a real key win for me as well. It's a real challenge walking into a new environment and starting something new. So walking into a class like this where you've got people who've been coming for a year now or longer, and you've got some amazing athletes as well who are very inspiring, and it's natural to try and compare yourself to them. And that's what I tell myself in my head all the time. It's like, you can admire and they can inspire, but don't compare. It's not about being envious. It's about looking at them going, wow, that's amazing what they can do, and realising in yourself what changes you can make. So the environment's actually really supportive, and when you come in you think, oh my God, I can't do a pull-up, I can't do this, but you don't have to. There's scaling for everything, and Joe and Aaron are awesome at giving you options which are achievable and aren't going to make you hurt yourself. So I think that's the key thing. It's like, you come along, you'll be able to do it in some form, and don't compare yourself to others.
Starting a new fitness regime can be terrifying. We get that calling us and walking through our doors could have been the hardest thing that you've done in a long time. At Fit 365, we get that. You've got brand new people, new exercises, new equipment. It could be a new routine for you and your family. It can be really scary, and that can be scary regardless of how fit you are before you come to us, how old you are, or whether you can do a burpee or not. So we want to make your first couple of months at Fit 365 as less nerve-wracking as possible and as fun as possible. We know that you can achieve results in the first couple of months that you come and see that. So how are we going to do it? Well, first of all, we're going to sit down and have a consultation. We're going to get to know you. We're going to encourage you to set some realistic and achievable goals. We are going to find out a little bit about maybe some lifestyle barriers that have prohibited you from your health and well-being in the past, and we're going to start teaching you about nutrition. Now, that can be a lot to take on in one sit down, so we are going to be keeping a pretty good eye on you for the next 8 weeks. We're going to be checking in a lot before sessions, after sessions, and you're going to receive 8 weekly emails that progressively teach you about lifestyle nutrition. That means nutrition that'll keep you healthy and well for the rest of your life, not just a short-term fix. Now, we know that you'll see results in 8 weeks. You've just heard from Kelly. She saw awesome results across her energy, her mental well-being. She felt she could move better, she felt fitter and stronger, and she's noticed changes in her body composition. and she seemed to have a huge amount of fun while she was doing it. So we're going to commit to you for 8 weeks. We're going to empower you and educate you. I'm going to let the rest of our community inspire you, because believe me, they will. So don't be scared. Pick up the phone, give us a call, walk through our doors, and come and hang out with the Fit 365 community.